Hello guys, nice to meet you. I'm RoboDad1 from another part of YouTube. With one D&D coming up, everyone's got their opinion, and we thought, let's just share what we think. What springs to mind straight away for me is grapple. I've had more conversations about grapple than any other condition. When my players grapple for the first time, they're imagining grabbing the hands of the ones wielding weapons or whatever and just stopping them from swinging. But grapple doesn't mean that, does it? A halfling can grapple your one leg and you can still just hit it. So what we tended to think of grapple was, well, he's going to hit me with that weapon, so I'm going to stop him from hitting me with that weapon. So I would like some mechanic that is like, I hold the weapon, I effectively disarm them in a way. Now obviously that's more of you're restraining them, like grabbing someone so that you're holding their arms at their side. You're straitjacketing them. That's more restrained, isn't it? And yet there isn't a restrained roll. I'm going to do rather than a grapple check, I'm doing a restrain check. Sure, you can just use the grapple check. I just wish there was an exact rule for that. Which of course, before we get any deeper, all these rules can be made up. All the real rules can be ignored. I understand that. The prone condition. When someone falls down in our game, they don't use half of their movement. We just say, that's 5 foot less. You fall down, you get back up. I don't like the wasting half your movement, it just seems stupid. If you're going to have a prone condition, make it worthwhile, like you've got to stay down for a round. But a round is only 6 seconds. For new players and DMs, I would like a simplified stat block. When I'm running the game and there's all that text, I normally just put cards on my DM screen, like it's a goblin, it's got a +4 to its sword, a +4 to its bow, it does whatever average damage. That's all I need. I want a quick rules. But on the flip side of that, something else I would like in the prep side is for it not just to say shield and fireball and all these spells it has. I don't want to be cross-referencing from spell parts and having to read the whole thing of one spell. I want it simple. Just simplify it. Dex save, 86 damage, so that I can speedy do it. Boil it down basically for the DMs when you're running the game and coming up with it on the spot. You need it to be quicker. Mass combat. I tend to have moments where there's just you're in a town and you're causing chaos. I understand that you can group all orcs as one kind, all humans as one kind and do it like that. But I don't even like the minions 1 health point thing, where every person's got just 1 health and if you hit them they're dead. I just wish there would be some way of doing it easier, working out how to juggle that. When people cast detect magic, I've then got to know all the items in that area and what their school of wizardry is, like arts, evocation, abjuration spell. I don't know what colours they give off, if they sparkle, if they are like a mirage. Just give me some tips for that. Armour's all well and good, but make it upgradable, make it customisable. My players go to the blacksmith and can you put these dragon scales on it and does it make it a +1? I don't want them just to wear leather armour. I want them to say, right, I want these shoulder things putting on and I've got this magic gem, can I have it embedded? All that sort of upgradable, craftable imagination stuff. More shields. Yes, you've got a +2 shield. What about a long riot shield, which actually gives more of a plus to your AC because you stood behind the whole thing? A wrist shield, where you can still block because it's only the size of a dish plate on your wrist. You've got 2 weapons, you can still do that. More shield types. I don't have anything against any class, but fighters, could I just say, maybe make them have more, a bit more variety. We're going down the fighting style route, but can you know Kung Fu? Can you know certain types of street fighting and it just be a bit more flavourful? Would it be better if some spells took 2 actions to cast because they were so amazingly strong? Look at Meteor Swarm in action, boom. Area effect spells, just a dex save. Give me something else, surely. Not everyone can jump out of the way of a fireball. Surely there must be something else other than dex saved it, so I only take a bit. What about diving behind cover? Hiding behind a shield? Give me some other explanation rather than I'm rolling all over the floor. Back to the customization. Weapons, the same as armour. Put this on, put that on, it's flamboyant, it's this massive sword now. Upgrading weapons. Can you put a magic ring in your sword and give it the properties of the magic? That'd be cool. I want travel to be more interesting. Give us more things in the book about what we can do. Can we learn things off other players? Can they teach us a bit of their fighting styles or just a bit more mishmash? And no more jumping up on your feet from 1 hit point or you're unconscious, then you heal to a hit point and you're back on. No, I make people come back on level 5 exhaustion, but it only lasts, one level of exhaustion goes away every round of combat. I don't like players who are fighting fit on 1 health point because as my monsters are dying, they're getting more slow and they're showing that they're injured. Players don't do that. There might as well be 1,000 hit points and 1 hit point exactly the same. Customising monsters. Help us out with that. Give us a whole load of not just bite and claw, but picking up improvised weapons of monsters, tail whip, venom spew. But I can take a little bit of each from each, you know? Put them together and make my own monsters. I want to create my own spells in downtime. If I'm so clever in Arcana, I want to invent my own spell. Like Morden Canaan's whatever, he's got his things, and Melf's magic arrows, he's got his thing. Why can't my players create spells while travelling or while resting? And maybe make dark vision more unique, not just sort of one size pretty much fits all, you know? And possibly change the distances and how you see in the darkness. Basically, yes, I want everything customisable. And I know I could just make that all up, but I just want a guideline. Can't you have a halfling-sized orc? I just want more variety. I'm interested to know what you guys want. I also accept you guys telling me that's already a thing. Any comments will be taken with absolute grace.